this way.
But we'd also have we'd also have cameras in the front of the room, so that if it's truly interactive, where the audience can ask questions,
Yes,
whoever's
they can,
on there,
yeah.
then we wanna have something in the front of the room so that we can pinpoint exactly who's speaking. We'll know in advance, obviously, we can say this is we can try to have somebody as a moderator of the audience of who's gonna ask questions, or?
No, I don't, well, at
We
least
we
the plan,
eventually get to that.
the plan
shot.
right now will
Yeah.
be, the moderator will say, well, who's the question? Oh, so-and-so back there. And so.
And then we'd switch to it.
And then you'll have a mic runner to take to them
Yeah.
to.
Yeah, I think we'd do a mic runner,
I think we have two.
or, I don't know, I mean, because it's so small, I just wonder, I don't think people would get up
It's
and
like
go to a
30,
mic.
right? We're talking about
Yeah.
30 people?
No, I think mic runner is a better way to do
Do you
it.
need that, or could we do it with like a couple of sort of placed mic, not so they get up, but just so they capture the discussion? You know, like.
If we want to control it, then yes, it's great to be able to control it. If we think it also depends on your if you want
So
your
try to
audience
make the
get up.
experience as intimate and
Yeah.
relaxed so that people don't, more conversational rather than feel like they're.
And that's why we go to them. We put that's why I have the cameras in the front. If it's 30 people, it's not going to take very long to find the person who's asking the question.
Yeah. Okay, well, those are all things.
We'll have enough time between a person bringing the microphone over, because we can also start wide and push in.
I mean, I guess there's another question for Tyler, but what is the final setup that we're thinking for the 30 people? Is it board style? Is it classroom? Is it?
Yeah,
Theater.
he wanted for us to take a look at the room and make
Yeah.
an assessment.
What would be easiest for, obviously, the
I
question,
think given,
Q&A, right?
given the
Like,
length,
and then we have laptops probably.
yeah, I think like, given the
Yeah.
length, given the fact that they'll be bringing food and coffee in and out, because they are here for a few hours, I think having them have some kind of table.
Yeah.
Whether
I was
it's some
almost thinking like
rounds
board
or.
style or U-shaped to the camera.
Usually it might work.
I mean, this room is perfect for that. It's long and narrow.
Yeah.
Which is why people love it, because hotels, for me, I hate to sell it because it takes up a lot of square footage, but for us, this is the space we have, so
Right.
it works for us. And also food and beverage will be mainly in there.
In the
Unless they
primary
want to bring
room,
it in, they
so-
can bring it in, but we try to keep the food separate from meetings down to the smaller.
I'm just trying to think about how we're shooting the short, using U-shape along and then having our moderator in the center.
In the front here, I would
Right.
say, yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
And then we have to light, so we have to light the people in the room too, at least enough that.
It looks good on the stream. And you're gonna have
So-
content that the 30 individuals in the room need to see, like PowerPoint or presentation?
That is a good question. I don't know.
Okay.
I suspect we will. And I suspect some of the speakers, that's another question, I think some of the speakers online will probably want to refer to something.
Our director of engineering come up right now, so if you have any.
Oh, good, okay.
Yeah.
So which again, if you decide you want, if we're going, so you think long way,
I don't know yet, but I think taking advantage of the room, we just gotta figure out like the most conducive setup. The downside of like a big U or a big long table for 30 people, is people are gonna feel, I think this is a question for Tyler. Do we want them to feel like they're in their seat the whole time, or they can get up, switch, move around?
I mean, for 30 people, you can do a table setup and lounge area, because the space, right now we have like 60 in there. But that's up to you guys too.
Yeah.
Do you want it in a lounge setup? I don't know. We could face all the couches this way,
Yeah.
if they don't want a table in front of them.
They can sit it, yeah.
So that's the option
it's
too.
30 people, you can also do, comfortable chairs.
Yeah.
With a small end table next to them, so that they have a place for laptops, etc.
Yeah.
Right.
There's also gonna be an age range, so some people in the room will be, I think we're looking at people in the room anywhere from age like mid-30s to like mid-70s. So thinking about comfort for.
For all.
Comfort for all.
Here's Eugene, he's our director of engineering.
How are you doing?
Great. Nice to meet you, thanks for coming up.
Seth.
Target Seth. And he's from Lightwire, our AV, third party. We have an event first week of February here with them, pretty high net individuals coming. Hi.
Hello.
Wait, no, come here, Caitlin. I thought she was with her hair back. Anyway, so we're just trying to plan out the AV situation. I don't know if they had any electrical questions on your part or what you guys are thinking. Obviously, they want complete like Zoom back and forth with cameras to the guests here asking questions to the screen, the people on the screen as well.
So yeah, there's a couple of components. One is audience in the room, you have 30 people, moderated discussion among them, but then a significant amount of speakers throughout the day who are zooming in, also with the same level of interactivity. So, and they're zooming in from various places around the world. So, you know, obviously, you know, unlike maybe some other events, we definitely want the people zooming in to be able to see the people and interact with you. So we'll have some camera setups here.
So power obviously is something we want to consider.
The power shouldn't be an issue. Yeah.
I mean, I don't see us using large LED walls, so we're not, outside of that, and cameras not gonna pull much. I mean, what do you have dedicated in the room?
In the room?
Yeah.
Here. Few outlets here definitely can pull 30 amp also from a couple places, but 20 amp each outlet.
Oh, they're all dedicated?
Yeah.
Okay, great. We can do that.
What's the best way to get a sense of what the hotel, like the Wi-Fi capacity actually is? Is there
That would be more like a Tom question. We have an IT director, but I believe he's supposed to be up here actually somewhere else.
He's here today, I just saw him.
Because he just had a.
I mean, you always do
coming up
that.
too.
But yeah.
He had a vendor coming up actually to the rooftop.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, we're gonna need, like, one of the things, I always prefer to have two separate ISPs, one for primary and backup that we can join.
You can come in.
So is it wiring something new in here?
If they have two ISPs, then great. What else I can also do is bring in something, like bring in a T-Mobile network device, which will bring, will be cellular as a backup.
Like a live
Tie that,
dish
yeah,
kind of thing?
yeah.
Yeah.
Tie that in so that we, no matter what, it'll find the cleanest path. But everything's tied, would be tied together.
Is there anything you think we should know from a electrical standpoint about the room or anything?
No, you guys gonna be in the tent? Or
In the tent, yeah.
In the tent.
In the tent for the program part.
Yeah. I think you guys should be fine. Yeah, nothing, out of the ordinary.
Got it. And Alice, have you shot in here before?
Yes,
Okay.
we've done several live streams in here before. Yeah, we've gotten a hard line from Tom and just hardwired the internet.
Yeah, this is definitely not the first time, something like this that's happening here.
Okay,
Okay.
great.
How have you set it up in the past?
As
For
far as
live streams, etc.?
same thing, we just
Like the
hardwired
layout,
to
no,
our.
like the
The
layout. Are you asking about the
layout.
layout
Yeah.
of the
It
room?
all depends on how the client wanted it. We've done U-shape, we've done classroom, we've done semicircle, we've done theater, so it depends on the event. Sometimes they've done a table in the front for a panel discussion, but it sounds like yours is more
You're
intimate
just trying to
conversation,
provide,
so.
like, maximum interactivity.
Right, so you're not gonna have anyone like going up to a podium and making formal.
No,
presentations.
I think if at most we probably have a little riser for the moderator and maybe a chair, maybe a chair or two on that to, if the moderator, the program's still coming together, so if the moderated conversation as opposed to keynote.
Okay, and then the folks, the 30 individuals who are sitting in the room that are going to present would each just step up onto the riser and speak when it's their turn.
Yeah.
With the exception of Q&A, which will capture them from their audience, correct?
Yeah, and not
Okay.
everybody in the room is speaking.
Right, right.
There may be a handful of those people who
Right.
go to the stage. The majority of the speakers are being zoomed in.
Okay, and that's great because if the majority of the folks that are speaking are getting up to a central point, then we have a central location that we can light and aim the cameras
Yeah.
and then we're just worrying about the audience
The
Q&A
only question I
portion.
have is how many dedicated outlets do you need?
Well, it depends on our overall setup, but, from a AV standpoint, generally you're gonna need two front of house.
That's
and
definitely not a problem.
then stage another two for.
If you go up to like 5, 6, that might be a little bit of an issue, but if it's no more than that, then I think you should be fine.
Yeah, and it also depends on how we're lighting it. Lighting is always the biggest factor, because lighting is, I would push for anything that's LEDs, so not pulling a lot, but lighting usually will take at least two.
Yeah.
Because we are going, it is going until 7, correct? Craig?
Say that again, sorry.
It's gonna go at 7 o'clock, correct? Which means that we're gonna, we're gonna lose daylight in the middle of this.
Yeah, sure. It's in February, right?
Mhm.
Oh yes, but like 5 o'clock is already gonna be dark.
Yeah, so, that also becomes the harder part if we're trying to do this.
Yeah, this is actually
We're trying to do the RoboCam and try to shade
Yeah,
in
it's
the
gonna,
middle to
it's
try
gonna
to
look
keep this
differently.
looking okay.
Especially this gets really dark in the, these lamps are just for decoration, practically the chandeliers over there.
I would almost want to lose the lamps just because
Yeah.
it just kills headroom and everything that I'm sure you, should we've had that
Yeah.
conversation. But are the lamps removable?
Yes, they are.
They are?
I mean, it's a process for sure, but we can definitely make them go up a little higher as well.
Yeah, I think that would help just in terms of just how we're capturing, because if we're trying to, it depends. If we're shooting on a short throw, then I think we would, it's a little bit, we'll pull it up, but it's
Yeah.
also a little bit easier. You don't need the additional throw distance to try to figure out what's gonna work without it being in the shot.
Yeah.
If we're going for the long throw, it's a little
Might
bit
be
harder
easier
when you're trying
to move
to.
them.
I mean, we're trying to. Do you know what the width of the room is?
I'm not
Width
on top of
versus
my
length?
head now. It's about. I don't want to say something stupid, but
I can take
have
I can
measured-
take my laser out, but I don't know what.
I have the measurements downstairs. So I haven't
Alright.
measured them, but
Measurements,
yeah.
yeah.
And Craig, this is a 2-day event, correct?
Yeah, the program is the afternoon of the 4th and then the morning of the 5th.
Oh, and the 5th, okay.
But the 5th won't have as much of the interactivity.
It will still be
5th,
live.
as I understand, is more of like more just in the room discussion.
Will the 5th also be live streamed as well?
Not sure,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
And when we say live stream, it's not being live, none of it's being live streamed for public, the only live stream.
Right,
aspect
right.
is
It's just a term that means
Well,
it's
is
gonna
it-
be
Is it just, well, that is a good
online,
question.
hybrid.
Are we
right?
just doing, two-way versus over Zoom, or are we also pushing this, a program feed out to anybody else that needs to view?
No.
Okay.
No,
Everyone that needs to view is really in the room.
Well, I mean,
Oh, boy.
yeah, I mean, there's not a program, so X speaker, right, Zoom in. X speaker isn't watching it doesn't have a need to watch the preceding program, right? They just zoom in. When they're zooming in to give their remarks, then at that point, they need to be able to see the audience and the questions and stuff.
Well, also the other question was, are there other people remotely that are gonna need to ask questions outside the person that we're bringing to the stage? Which becomes
What
a
do you
little
say
bit.
bring it to the stage?
So,
the-
meaning, so, let's say we have you remotely speaking, you're the person who's talking to the moderator, and then is answering questions. Then, if we're introducing a second person who is viewing from afar, or another speaker that's also remote, that wants to ask a question at that period of time.
Perhaps, yeah.
That is a possibility, okay.
Our IT director's on his way up right now as well.
Great.
Answer my phone.
It's coming up.
Yeah, sounds like.
So it sounds like the online portion is more for folks to speak in, not that we're sending it out for guests to view.
There's
They're
not a
to bring in
separate
speak.
live stream
Right, there's
aspect
just,
outside.
right, most of the online portion is for folks to speak to the 30 individuals. in
Yeah,
the room.
exactly. Yeah.
Not that there are another 30 individuals that couldn't make it that also need to view the entire.
No,
event.
exactly, that's
Okay.
right, that's right. So think of it like, it's more or less.
They're just
It's
remote
more or less like a
speakers.
Zoom meeting, right?
Right,
Most of the people are in one room, but a few of the participants are remote and speak in that group. But there's not another group somewhere. No one's passively consuming it
Okay.
elsewhere.
Reminds me of the Brady Bunch. Your little faces.
Yeah, exactly.
That's
Oh,
what I
yeah,
always
and
say.
the reason I'd also ask is, if the people,
That's the right
well,
place for it.
well,
Brady Bunch.
well, if the people that are coming in, are they specific to that slot, or do they need to see the full show? Which it
I don't
just
think
changes.
because the show's so long,
Mhm.
I don't think,
They're just coming in for their portion.
You can always record it, right?
We can, it's just a matter of the workflow and how we're pushing it back out.
I mean, I do think.
Because I generally will take somebody who's speaking, put them in their own Zoom, and then have separately somebody else, so that I can put up to a couple different people in it and make it
I
work.
mean, the
Right.
one thing though is, we should have a virtual green room. So let's say.
Oh, 100%.
Just make it up, like a governor is on, right? And governor's person goes, anything come up in the, all day that we should know about. And in the green room, somebody not out there, maybe someone back here is going, here's what's been discussed. You know, like a 5-minute briefing on what's been discussed before they.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
sounds like maybe this space should be like your like,
Video Village.
yeah, exactly.
Maybe.
It would be helpful, I mean, we definitely need a separate space to
Yeah.
house that.
I mean,
Tyler,
we're-
this wasn't being used for anything else at that.
No, you guys have the whole floor.
Okay.
So the plan was meals there, 30 here, and then this is an extra breakout space.
I mean, the only thing that I would put in there is a small front of house console, and then we can watch everything from here, so this would.
So
be minimal.
if this is video goes, so to speak, would you put the stage on this side, so this is effectively backstage, or would you put the stage?
It doesn't matter, I mean, we can cable along,
Hey,
so
Tom.
whatever really works.
Hi.
How you doing, Seth?
This is Seth and Craig,
Hi, great, thanks for coming up.
and this is, you say
Oz.
Oz?
Yes,
From,
Oz.
Whitewire
Yes.
AV.
How are you? That's good.
We're doing an event first week of February with some gentlemen. Pretty much they'll tell you what they're doing.
So it's an event for 30 high-level VIPs here. They're having sort of day of working sessions where many of the speakers who are interacting with them are Zooming in. So there'll be about 30 people here and then some high-profile people Zooming in and out throughout the day. And the people that are Zooming in are going to speak, but then also doing interactive, Q&A with the audience. And so they want to be able to see who's asking a question, who's speaking. So our biggest question, I think for you, is about bandwidth. So what's the next way to go?
How's your setup on your end?
I generally would bring somebody in to help manage what we were handling, but I guess my question to you is how much bandwidth do you have if you have multiple ISPs?
We have a main and backup, but we can provide you a data connection with a 1 gig.
Okay, that would be. that's
But
amazing.
we only provide the connection, then you have to either hire somebody
That's easy,
to,
we would manage it from there. If you hand it to us.
and you need to let me know where they set up the location for their equipment, so then I can
Right.
see if I can run the cable. to
Probably
there.
do.
Yeah,
This is probably the room that we
it's probably the room,
most likely.
okay.
So we're thinking this is gonna be like their office, like Video Village. The event's gonna happen out there for 30 people, but this is where like the office, behind the scenes is gonna happen.
That's gonna be more difficult.
How have you set it up before in a similar?
We've done it in the back of the room.
Outside
here,
the back,
yeah.
by the kitchen entrance, we have
Can you take a look?
port there, data port there that we can connect
Oh, we
to.
can look at that.
Here, we can run either cable from there to here, or if I can find a free spare port somewhere in the cabinet, but I don't think it is. We have to run it.
Well, look,
It's-
it's less than 200 feet, so getting into here is not an issue.
Okay.
I think from losing.
So I can get you a connection with 1 gig and no filter, so you can do whatever you want.
That's great. If we wanted to have a backup ISP, you have a backup in the building?
We have a backup.
Okay, because we may want that as well. Just,
We only provide, well, our
is it,
Ge-
oh, is
guest
it all
network?
connected? Is it
Yes.
all, are both intertwined already?
Yes.
Okay, great.
Yes. So there's this way,
So if it goes down, look, my biggest concern, your primary goes down
we have a secondary backup.
and it will automatically switch over?
Yeah, most of it, we haven't tested this, so.
Well, that is,
We will.
that's a big thing. I'll also have, what I probably would do is get your contact before we leave, and then also, put your contact with my IT guy, and we can just make sure that from our standpoint.
The best way is to send the team over a day,
That's what
2
I
days
would want to do.
before,
I'll
do a
send
test
them over,
and
take a look and test out.
Correct.
We're
Yeah.
up to the third. We'll discuss dates.
Yeah, that's not, it's not an issue.
Yeah.
They're here in New York.
But how do they connect to, they set up a station with all the Wi-Fi and hotspot and all
Set
that?
up their own switch and be able to push to
Okay,
wherever we
alright,
want to.
that's good.
Yeah.
So essentially we're saying not here, it has the AV in the back of the room.
So let's take a look at the other space. If that
Yeah.
works better, then,
Yeah.
I defer to you guys. You know, we can always run
Tom,
cables.
if you
Yes,
just show them, and
to your
some
point,
people
right,
also the walking through their event, if you can
these
show
are
that.
for a quick, easy cable run, but if we need to, we can adjust. This is not that long to move.
Let me show you the other location.
Yeah. Then we'll get out of your hair.
After you, Chris.
Austin, do you have diagrams of the other events that you can share? Just to,
Let me see if the hotel has some pictures of them, but Freddie might have it. Freddie might have the pictures. Yeah.
But I'll show you.
So it's not a back house position, it's be in the room.